It's time for Last Call's Mailbag.
So I think if it works out that way,
Yep,
we'll do well with that.
All right.
I think so. Doing good.
We got mail from Chris today.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where's that? Texas. Round Rock.
Yeah, Round Rock. That's right by Fort Hood.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice area, right between Austin and
Yeah.
Saline.
When I went to the Texas Longhorns game, that wasn't that far away. Cool. All right, this is a college football question. Not surprised you're from the Austin area, asking college football. Why do some group of five coaches in college football flourish when moving up to Power 5 schools and others flop badly? You mentioned Scott Frost at Nebraska seemed as natural a fit at Nebraska as you could possibly think of, but was awful. Billy Napier had a ton of experience as a coordinator in Power 5, including learning under Nick Saban and Dabo, but has been horrendous at Florida. However, you got Kalen DeBauer, who has limited experience as a coordinator at Eastern Michigan, Fresno State, and Indiana, but 2 years as a head coach at Fresno has been a slam dunk. So why are these guys some working and some failing?
I think it's luck, timing, and circumstance, a lot of it. I think it's transfer portal. I think it's personality. Usually you don't go into a new job if there wasn't already a firing to begin with.
Right.
We talked about Texas A&M. So my common sense, I think, question would be, it's a great question.
It's a very good question.
Because it's truth. But how do you fix it? So I think the biggest thing is you don't expect to walk into a team and do, like, say, what the Houston Texans are doing right now. I'm just using Texas because he's bringing it up. But you do expect to go in and at least move the ball forward as a new coach.
Right.
Just by making some simple adjustments, maybe some discipline, adding some installs, adding some plays that you bring from somewhere else, working on the basics. But I don't really have an answer for that because we've seen it both sides. So, what do you think? I don't know that there's a good way of answering it other than the fact that you didn't get hired for nothing.
Right.
So you're expected to bring some of that with you because you went through the hiring process, right? Mm-hmm. The interviews. So I think they try to bring what they know. And if what they know doesn't flow, then they got to go, right? Hey, I'm a poet. I didn't know it.
Hey, not bad. Not bad. Right. We give you poetry and we give you philosophy on these things.
Right. Absolutely.
No, just good sports here. My answer to that's this, and I'm going to caveat and build off what you said.
Yeah.
Some coaches, they go into these jobs, and I've seen it firsthand. Some coaches go in there with their ego is so big. Their ego is here. I did this at this school. Look at what I did at Boise State. I'm gonna do. Who cares? When you go to Gainesville, you go to Florida, Tallahassee, you go to Tuscaloosa, you go to College Park, College Station, you go to Austin. Nobody gives a rat's rear end what you did at your previous job. They don't. What have you done for me right now? And somebody's group of six coaches will go in with this high horse thinking, all right, I'm the king of the world. And they get their ego deflated real quick the first time they get a rear end kicking, against a conference foe. Some of these coaches, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to say this about Billy, who I have a high opinion of because he was a great, great coach to deal with when he was at ASU the 1 year as an offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say this about, who was the other name you mentioned there? Scott Frost at Nebraska.
Yeah.
I think they jumped too soon, okay? Frost, for an example, had 2 years as a head coach at Central Florida. He had that amazing 13-0 year, but the year before that he was 6-7. Okay, mm-hmm. You're jumping into and I know we had our opinions about the Big Ten. I get that, but going 2 years at Central Florida and jumping into the Big Ten waters, that's a different world. I don't think he was ready for it. So I think these coaches jump a little too soon. Whereas Kalen DeBauer, I think that's how you say his name, that guy had several years of experience in NAIA. Mm-hmm. That's I know it's a different world. It's like JUCO. But he had experience. He didn't jump before he was ready. And I think it's timing. I think it's position. I think it's ego.
Yeah, I think so. But luck, timing, and circumstance, like I said in the beginning, it has a lot to do with it. And then now with the transfer portal, some of these coaches can get better now faster.
Right.
They pick up talent across the country that sit in the bench that could be starting at this university.
Absolutely.
So I don't think we're going to have so many more of these. We're going to still have them. But I think we're going to see some early success just because of the transfer portal, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And, fit don't always have to be a thing either. Again, geographical fit. Jeff Scott was a great fit at South Florida. Jeff Scott was, under Dabo, was South Florida born and raised. He was Tampa community. He was, no disrespect, he didn't do good here. I think he won 3 games his entire tenure. You got this guy, Alex Golish, off of Tennessee staff. He's won 5-6 games this year one. So
you're at USF.
USF, yeah. So, it's sometimes it's luck of the draw, too.
Yeah. I think that's a good answer. I hope you enjoy, Red Rock? Yeah, and our mail time. Yeah. I guess, answers.
Round Rock.
Round Rock. Yeah.
Round Rock, Red Rock, Rolling Rock, it's all the same.
Man, all these rocks.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks for tuning in to Last Call's Mailbag. Hope to see your question on our next show.